All right, so again, we have one of these mathematic lessons. And so the idea is that you would read the questions, and then you will pause your video, and then you will unpause your video to see if you got the same thing that I did. And then that simulates what we did in class. Okay? All right, so planning a wedding. Joe and Moyo have booked a venue for their wedding reception. They are now trying to figure out all the costs. There's a sign on the room that says the room they rented, maximum occupancy is not to exceed 150 people. What does that mean? Okay, so go ahead and pause your video. Okay, so that means that there's room for 150 people or less. So that means that you can't have 151 people. Okay, so if we let P equal the number of people in the room, then P has to be less than or equal to 150. Okay. All right, so they've chosen a caterer to serve dinner. Guests may choose between the lemon thyme chicken or London broil. The chicken costs $13 a plate and the London broil costs $15 a plate. What can you say about the minimum number spent on the guest for dinner? Excuse me. So, what is cheaper for somebody to eat? The chicken or the London broil? So, let's go ahead and pause your video. Okay, so if we let C equal the cost of the dinner, you'd have to be greater than or equal to 13. That'd be the minimum that you would spend. People would say 0 like in class, but we're going to make an assumption that everybody has to order dinner. Okay. The budget for decorations is $250. Of the items below, choose a combination of decorations that would fit within the budget. So go ahead and pause your video. Excuse me again. Okay, so we're back. Answers could vary, so we did it in class. And somebody got like 8 centerpieces, 3 bouquets, 10 tea lights, and 1 welcome sign. And I think that gave you 241. But then, sorry, I'm got a tickle in my throat. When you look at this, there were some people that were like, well, we're just going to get tea lights. Or we're just going to get welcome signs. So we're going to be welcoming everybody. But the idea is that you would try to get as close to that $250 as possible without going over. Okay. All right, so question 4. Of the 120 guests that were invited, 54 people have already RSVP'd saying they were coming. Is it possible for the cost of the dinner to be less than $700? Explain. So, make an assumption, like if you get stuck, make an assumption that all 54 people who RSVP'd show up. So what's the cheapest dinner they can get? What happens if all the guests order the cheapest dinner? Okay? So go ahead and pause your video. Okay, so no, because even if all 54 people showed up, right? And we multiplied that by the chicken, which was, I think, $13. You would get 702. And that would be more than $700. Okay? Is it possible the cost of the dinner of the wedding would be greater than $1,600? Explain. So go to pause your video. So when you unpause, so now that you unpaused it, so Is it possible that it's more than 1,600? Yes, because what happens if people show up that don't RSVP, right? So what happens if all 120 people show up, right? And then they all eat the London broil. How much was London broil? 15. So 120 times 15 would give me $1,800. So yeah, it could totally be greater than $1,600. Okay, and that's it for this lesson.